Hello and welcome back to the beautiful Sport Optics studio, ladies and gentlemen. I, as always, am your host, Jayse, and I'm here with my buddy Ethan from Nightforce. Hey, Ethan.
How's it going?
Doing all right, man. Pleasure to be here with you.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, and today we're going to be talking about an exciting new line from Nightforce, and that is going to be the NX6. We all know and love the Attackers, the NX8s, the NXSs, the SHVs, so on and so forth. They've been around for a long time. They have a very proven track record for good reason. All excellent options, and Nightforce is introducing this new line to essentially enhance those, and I really just can't wait to talk about them. So with all of that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Ethan, and we're going to talk about the NX6.
Yeah, so new product for us, the NX6. With this line, we really wanted to be focusing on ease of use, a lightweight product, great field of view, great optical quality, and really building the best scope we can make for, recreational shooters, hunters, competitors, those sort of people. So with this line, we have everything from a 1 to 6 all the way up to a 6 to 36. As you can imagine, the name NX6, they are all 6x erectors, so all powers of 6 magnification. With this line, we've got a couple other great new features. First being our FieldSet turret. So if we look here, this little dial here, you can just twist this off and slip your turret. You can use anything from, a stick, a rock, your pocket knife, whatever you have. That way, if you, lose tool in the field, you're not searching for it in your bag. Just a little bit more user serviceable. We also have a couple new great reticles that we're introducing in this line that again are made to be a little bit more user-friendly, a little bit more simple. So cutting down on the clutter and the view to give your hunter a little bit cleaner of a picture when he's taking the shot at that animal.
So, in kind of that same vein of thought, we were talking a little earlier about how you generally have hunting oriented scopes, or you have your target shooting / competition type scopes, and what we're seeing a lot these days is more and more people kind of trying to bridge that gap, which y'all have essentially already done pretty darn well with the NX8. I talked to a lot of customers that will take it on hunts out west, and then they'll turn around and go shoot a PRS or an NRL competition with it. And y'all are essentially taking that mentality and pushing it even further with this line. It seems you have some excellent options for whatever your use case be, or if you're trying to blend both, you're going to be able to do them pretty darn well with some of these.
Right, and so that's the great thing about this line. The NX8, we managed to get an incredible amount of performance into a very small package, but with that shrinking down comes a little bit of concessions with, take your poison. But with the NX6 line, we really weren't so much focused on the size or the weight of just trying to get a really easy to use, really functional optic that a user can take to the field and not feel like they're trying to fly a spaceship, dialing a turret. So we really cut down some of the complexity out of the system, and with that came a little bit of the weight too. So these are incredibly lightweight for what they are, fantastic optical performance, and incredibly easy to use. So anyone can just pick one up and be ready to go with it.
Yeah. So speaking on the weight of these guys, one of the first things I said when we walked in earlier and I picked one of these up was, oh, it's lighter than I expected it to be. And using the Attacker for example, excellent scope, extremely popular, does a lot of things super well. Not exactly a lightweight scope, right? Maybe not be the funnest option to have on a rig if you're doing a lot of rucking, hiking, something like that. But man, it is just, and I know obviously looking at them here on a table in front of us doesn't do it justice, but man, the weight on these things is excellent for the guy that's actually going to be backpacking with these, rucking around, out west or whatever it may be. You're not going to be sacrificing much having one of these things on your lightweight hunting rig, and yet you can also turn around and shoot a competition if you want.
Absolutely. Yeah, I did an elk hunt recently, and I had an ATAC-R on my rifle, and every step I wish I had an NX8 on it. So I definitely feel where you're coming from there. But one thing with the weight, we managed to cut the weight down, and we saw the same durability standards that we do with all of our other lines. So we've cut down on the weight a little bit, but we're not sacrificing any kind of durability or quality control standards with any of them.
Man, that is so cool to hear because we all know anytime a customer asks, "Hey, what's the most durable scope out there?" It's always going to be a Nightforce, and it is refreshing to hear that this is going to be absolutely no different.
Yep, yep. No sacrifices were made in any kind in that area.
Cool,
So you
cool.
can be rest assured that these are going to be just as tough as anything else in our product line.
Yeah, and optically, I'm sure no concessions were made optically. They're still going to be right
Right.
on par with some of the highest offerings out there.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic optical quality, incredibly easy to use, lightweight, great for hunting, recreational shooting, competition, whatever you want to put it for.
And with the amount of options in both magnification and reticles that y'all are going to have in these guys, if if somebody can't find what they want within this line, it probably just doesn't exist, I would say.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. We have such a wide smattering here that I think we've covered every base, and then some bases we didn't even know existed.
All right, so we talked about turrets a little bit earlier and how modular essentially they are and how easy they are to set up. But
Mhm.
can we go a little bit further into detail on how to set them up and all that fun stuff?
Absolutely. I'd be happy to. So we'll start with our second focal plane offerings here. So these turrets kind of work a little similar to the SHV turrets, where they're a more of a friction-based stop.
Okay.
So with these, when you want to set your turrets, you'll see we have one set screw on the top here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So this one set screw, so we'll just loosen this one set screw, crack that open. You can adjust your turret back down to 0, tighten her down, reinstall your cap, and you're off to the races.
Cool.
Very easy. What we're also excited about is our FieldSet turret. So like we said, a field expedient turret, so you can use whatever you have available to do this. We'll send you a tool with a polymer tool on it to, in case you don't want to mar up your turret. So with that, you'll just give that a spin,
Mm-hmm. Cool.
loosen up quarter turn, slip your rings wherever you want them, and
Easy as that, huh?
tighten them down. Yeah, and when we say FieldSet turret, we say field expedient turret system because you can use whatever you have on you to do this. You don't need a specific tool to set this turret. So if I want to use a coin,
Okay.
I can use a coin, just put that in there and give it a twist.
Bam.
Same thing. Down. Or if you have a pocket knife on you,
Ooh, I actually do.
oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So we actually set this inside spacing here to be just about the same size as the blade width on a pocket knife. So almost any pocket knife should work. You can do the same thing. Use your pocket knife to give that a twist. Slip your turret to 0.
Cool. Cool.
And then tighten it back down. Make sure you tighten it the right way.
That's
Throw
cool.
that back to you.
Thanks, Benchmade.
Yeah. And then talk real quick about our 0 stop feature that we have in this scope as well. So like the ATAC-R and the NX8, these have a hard mechanical stop. That hard mechanical stop on these can be set at either 0 or 2 mils of under travel on a mil scope, or 4 MOA of under travel on an MOA.
Okay.
And that's easily switched by just removing a screw on the inside mechanism and placing it into the second hole over. So very easy to set, but you are limited to either 0 or 2 or 4, whatever scope you have under travel.
Okay.
So if you need unlimited under travel, you will have to step up to the NX8 line or ATAC-R line.
Cool.
But still gives you that really hard mechanical 0 stop that we are known for and we all love. So you still get that same great feature with a very easy to use, user configurable, lightweight, fantastic optic.
And that's pretty darn cool. The ability to do stuff on the fly like that is pretty nice. We get calls sometimes from guys that are literally on the shooting line at the range, or like, "Hey, I'm literally behind the gun right now trying to adjust my turret. How do I do X, Y, Z?" So you simplified that process for sure.
Yeah, I think we've all been there where we forgot our toolkit at home and we can't slip our turrets until we get back, and then something happens and you got to start all over again.
Yeah.
We simplified that feature, so you shouldn't have that problem anymore.
All right, Ethan. So I know y'all have some new reticle offerings through these guys. So let's go ahead and touch base on those.
So we'll get started with our FC6C. That's going to be available in our 1-6 in the second focal plane. And that's going to be optimized for heavy 5.56 or 223 bullets. And then with that, you're going to be able to make hits out to 600 yards on an 8-inch plate pretty easily. Cool. Yeah. Moving on from there, we have our FC MRX. With the FC MRX, imagine the FC DMX. With an elongated stadia base and then enhanced illumination as well. So really great for like a DMR style build if you're going to make one of those. A little bit more elevation so you can get out to further distances with your longer guns. Moving on from there, you guys are familiar with our mil-C reticle. It's very popular. Well, we have adapted that to an MOA-C. So same basic construction as a mil-C, but with an MOA base. After the mil-C, we're going to move on to the FVR1. The FVR1 is going to be exclusively in our 6-36, in the first focal plane. The FVR1 is going to be a fine varminting reticle. It's a really fine duplex reticle with an illuminated center dot for people who may want to be doing F-class or bench arrest or anything where you need a really refined aiming point. You don't need a lot of stadia lines or other information in your optic. And then our kind of creme a la creme for this line is going to be our 4AI. Now, we've been asked for a long time to do more duplex reticles in our scopes for hunters who don't want all of the information or the stadia lines in the reticles. So our 4AI is going to be a duplex style reticle that is going to be very clean, very user-friendly.
So I would say I'm pretty excited about that. FC MRX is going to be in this guy. I think a 2-12 with parallax adjustment with that type of reticle is going to be absolutely sick in this scope here. And then that 4AI I think is going to be awesome and extremely popular as well because, like I said, you still have tons of guys, myself included to some extent, that in certain applications just want a no intrusions, just wide open, clear Plex style reticle. And I think that's going to be pretty cool.
Exactly. Yep. And also with these new scopes, they're all going to parallax down to 11 yards. So you're going to be able to use that scope no matter where you are in your field of view looking down range. If it's at 11 yards or infinity yards, you can get your parallax set to there.
Which is an awesome feature, not only in a super high-powered scope like a 6-36, but even super cool in a low-power scope like a 2-12, which traditionally has a fixed parallax. So for the guys that are really wanting to stretch the limit of this thing, having the parallax adjustment in a 2-12 is pretty nice.
Exactly. Yeah, we're really excited about it. I think that one's on my personal wish list a couple of times.
Yeah, mine too. Now at this point, I'm excited. I know you guys are excited. I think these are going to cause up a splash as new Nightforce products normally do, and I'm just ready to spend some more time behind them and get them into some of your guys' hands. So, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything about these new NX6s or anything else from Nightforce or anything else we have at Sport Optics, always remember we are your premier dealer for some of the finest optics available in North America. If you learned something today, if you enjoyed your time here, make sure to like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Again, I can't thank Nightforce and Ethan enough for coming out here. I really enjoyed our time.
It was a pleasure. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And that all being said, we'll see you on the next one. God bless.